Welcome back to Instabills again after yesterday's Fed minutes report, not adding too much than Powell mentioned a week before. And as you guys can see, we were looking for that possible bounce back as we had prior here. Again, with our lower trend line here, we were looking for that possible bounce back as we had prior. Again, with our lower trend line, we do have a gap just below it, but we had the same thing happen prior here. Again, we gapped just below our lower trend line here, and then we gapped up prior. So again, is this a possible false break to the downside? Is this a possible bounce back that we may have? And as you guys can see, we broke that lower trend line here, looking for that similar bounce back, and that's exactly what happened. Again, with that gap up now that we were looking for, not on a momentum candle to the upside. So again, sitting on a doji candle, testing our 10-day moving average here, not sitting on a Morningstar setup. Now looking to see if we will hold this trend line, in my opinion. And if we can break above this trend, then we have that possibility of breaking above our prior gap down that we had here. I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for from here. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And if you are a day trader, if you're looking for pre-market news before market open, major volatile movers again today. We had a major run here with DMR mentioning very early in pre-market at about $2.60 on NVIDIA news and continued on higher. Again, a major spike, and also mentioned out the gate looking to see if we can have a continuation here, possible spike here. And we did mention this early pre-market, continued on above pre-market highs here, and then we broke out all the way to $8 here on the day. Again, a very nice spike, a nice continuation out the gate, a nice continuation from pre-market, over 100% from pre-market news. And another major runner that we actually did mention, a higher risk mover that we were looking for above pre-market high, was WLDS. Also mentioned that news after about 30 minutes to an hour out the gate. Again, looking for that possible continuation above pre-market high, mentioning this at about 96 cents, looking to see if we can continue on above pre-market high. Sure enough, continued on above pre-market high at $1.03, all the way up to $1.87. Again, over 80% on this spike. That was not even the 100% breakout that we had from pre-market with BMR. So again, if you want to see all these major breakouts, again, go to instabulls.com in the description below. And for only $15 a month, you will never miss a breakout like today. Again, let's jump into this one. So jumping into the SPY with you guys here again, looking at our intraday perspective, what we're looking for going into tomorrow as we lead into a 3-day weekend with Jerome Powell not mentioning anything additional than we heard a week ago. And then so we did have a bounce back as we were looking for that possible gap up like we had prior from our lower trend line, mentioning this yesterday. Again, that gap up that we did have from our lower trend line, and the same thing happening here, looking for a similar setup here on that spike. And sure enough, bouncing off of our 50-day yesterday as we were testing, and now sitting on a doji candle on our 10-day moving average, very much testing to see if we can hold. Again, looking at our weekly chart, our overall strength, again, we were sitting on an overall momentum candle to the downside yesterday, mentioning that, in my opinion, as we had our overall strength with our 10-weekly moving average crossing up, as we were looking to see if we can continue to respect our 10-weekly moving average, we were looking for a possible wick to the downside intraday, since we were looking for that possible bounce. And again, now sitting on a bounce with a wick to the downside, what we want to see is a close with the wick to the downside here, and that will show us that we are closing our weekly candles body within our prior body's candle that was a momentum candle. Now looking for that consolidation to possibly turn into an engulfing candle going to next week. That will be that possible major continuation to possibly test 431. If we do close again with a wick to the downside, we're looking for a nice close going to tomorrow, very much so, for that possible continuation, in my opinion. Now, again, looking at the daily chart, as we look for that possible continuation, what we want to see here, in my opinion, is to see if we can get back above 418, get that proof of concept above our 420 level. Again, our prior gap down that we did have here, that we got our rejection from, looking for that proof of concept. Again, as we look for that proof of concept, in my opinion, we do want to see that possible retest going into next week above our 421 level, and then looking for that possible retest for that confirmation higher, again, to retest our 431 level would be that play that we're looking for. So in my opinion, again, with that spike that we would be looking for that proof of concept intraday will be that confirmation you're looking for. And again, that will be higher percentage plays, of course, with strength on our side if we do close strong going into tomorrow. Now, what we don't want to see, what we really don't want to see going into tomorrow, is dropping below, again, yesterday and the day prior's low. That would be possible digestion of Fed minutes, which would show us a possible gap down into our prior gap downs that we had. And in my opinion, that would be possibly jumping into new balances that we had prior, and we don't want to see that happen. So in my opinion, very much Going into tomorrow, looking to see if we can possibly close above 418 to possibly look for that strength. Going into next week, again, just looking to see if we can possibly not close below yesterday's low at 410. And again, that's exactly what we're looking for to continue on with strength on our weekly chart. In my opinion, again, as we have had our 20 weekly moving average crossing above our 50 here, we have been continuing on higher since then. And as you guys can see, as we had our 21 dropping below our 50, we mentioned that we would be continuing to sell off if this happened. And again, mentioned very early about a year ago that we would continue on lower, and sure enough, continued on lower, now crossed higher, mentioning that we were looking for that possible continuation on holding our 10 weekly moving average. And again, continuations on bounces is what we have been getting, and we will see exactly what we close with going into tomorrow. Again, if we're looking at the 1 hour chart, if you're looking for that possible continuation on higher here, we want to see if we can hold our 10 SMA here on the 1 hour chart. Going into tomorrow, we want to close above it. If we can, then we can possibly continue on our weekly chart, in my opinion. That is our overall momentum. And to recap on our long perspective, again, very much looking at what our psychological possibilities are here with testing our 20-month moving average again, as we test with a rejection currently, a large doji candle that we do not want to see bears take control of going into next month. We do not want to see bears take control of this, because that could be that possible evening star setup on our 21 monthly moving average and a major sell-off that could happen. So again, that's why we are cautious. That's why we are looking for confirmation on our weekly chart, making sure that we are taking one level at a time, making sure that this is not a rejection on our monthly chart, looking to see if we can close above our 21 monthly moving average is what we're looking for to continue on with this strength to the upside. So again, making sure that we are cautious, taking it with a grain of salt that we could possibly have a rejection and a possible continuation. Very much looking to see how we close tomorrow. Leading into next week, again, don't forget, Monday is going to be closed for the holidays. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader, if you're looking for pre-market news before market open, again, like we had here with BMR mentioning, up 14% at 265, breaking up all the way to $8 on the day, guys. Again, this is an amazing breakout that we had early in pre-market, continuing on higher, breaking above pre-market high. If we were looking for any continuation out the gate, these are the type of movers that we look for. Trying to stay consistent is our number one focus in the Instabulls room with these major volatile movers every single day. Again, go to instabulls.com in the description below, and for only $15 a month, you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you Instabulls, I appreciate every one of you guys every single day. We will continue to go at it. Nice runs today. I know we didn't have that many today, but very nice runs. BMR over 100%. And then WLDS, a nice continuation above pre-market high at 103 to 187. Guys, amazing runs on the day. Continue to take what the market gives us. Very much cautious leading into a 3-day weekend tomorrow. But again, much love to every one of you guys staying blessed. We will continue to stay focused on staying consistent in the Instabulls room. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.